Hello everybody, welcome back. This is Space Engineers Permadeath Survival and you're with me, Prime. We're on Pertam. Last mission didn't go so well. We lost Jules. He was trolling his way to the center of the planet so that we could get that central marker. But, you know, we aim to plod on. We introduced our AI assistant powered by ChatGPT. She will be making an appearance at some point in this episode. And to bring you up to speed on mission status, I did leave my helmet on. Yep, good. We have built this little janky gold thing, which is a probe, which is aiming to go down this hopefully 30-kilometer hole until it reaches the center. It's got a parachute on it, so it shouldn't fall too fast. And when it reaches the center, well, it should just stop. And at that point, we can make its GPS point and know our central point so that when we come to mark our enemy bases, all we have to do is line up our central point through the enemy base out to sort of just beyond the gravity well and have a perfect drop point every single time. So all this effort for that little thing. So right, the first thing I want to do, because I believe that there is a possibility that this little thing could land on a ledge, because it, you know, we don't know that Jules drilled perfectly straight down. There could be a little like crevice or weird bit in there somewhere, so we don't want it having the ability to come to rest, because if it does, the parachute will stop and it just won't go any further and we can't go down to get it. So what we want to do is make sure it's a little uneven on the bottom, and then it can kind of like just roll off and the parachute should catch it. So I need to get down low for this, so I need to put a little ramp thing in. I can't fall all the way down there, which is great. And we're gonna, where did I put my wheel? Right, okay. So wheel, let's put a 1 by 1 on there. Perfect. Right, so this will be enough to sort of just give it a bit of an uneven surface. Let's see, we don't want to fall. Yeah, there we go. It's not a large grid thing. Bingo. Yeah. And it can't land on its side because it's got a parachute that's going to keep it upright all the time. So now I could put a camera on here. In fact, it's probably a wise idea to put a camera on here so that we can monitor its sort of status. Let's see. Yeah, let's just put a camera on here. One of these, I think, because any other kind is just going to get like ground down to bits by the side walls. So let's go small grid, bump, there we go. Now it doesn't matter which way around this camera faces, so we're just going to literally use this ramp again and place it on the side. Oh dear, there's no mounting point. We could put it there, but it's just going to die if I put it there. I want a camera that faces down, and I can't do it. I might have to have a camera that faces sideways. No. If I put one on there, it's just going to get destroyed. Okay, what I'll just do is I'll put one up there. I don't like this. I'll put it there, I suppose. That way. Then at least, at the very least, we can check if it's the right way up. I'm just going to replace this. Right, so yeah, I think the next thing to do is to give our AI personal assistant a little bit of a heads up on what's going on and ask for any kind of like concerns or issues, because it's supposed to be super intelligent, 35th century or whatever year it is. I can't tell the date. So let's see what's going on. Hello computer, bringing you back online. We're ready to launch the probe very shortly. I just want to see if you have any concerns about this mission.
Hello, Prime. Everything appears to be in order for the launch. Just double check the battery levels and ensure all systems are calibrated. Are there any specific parameters you want me to verify?
Well, it's a very simple probe, so there isn't really very much to verify. It's literally the battery with a tire on each side to prevent any kind of collision, I've done the uneven tyre thing that we discussed on the bottom to stop it from landing at rest, and it has a parachute on top which should immediately deploy and stay deployed, and I've added one camera to it so that we can see if it stays upright on its journey. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to put the camera on the bottom, so we've only got a sideways view of the side wall of the hole when it goes down, but hopefully that should be enough. We also have an antenna, and it is currently set to maximum 50-kilometer range.
That setup sounds solid. The sideways camera should still provide useful data. The only thing I'd suggest is making sure the parachute's deployment is tested and that the antenna range is enough for consistent communication throughout its descent. Ready when you are to proceed with the launch.
Okay, so testing the parachute is not going to be possible because it's a one-shot deal. It only has one parachute component within it, and if it expends that, it's done. So we're just going to have to hope it works. It's a relatively cheap build though, so if we have to do it again, we can do it again. I'm just going to check the battery.
Understood. Given the simplicity and low cost of the probe, it makes sense to proceed as planned. Let's go ahead and launch it. Good luck with the descent.
Okay, thank you very much. We are at 100% battery now, so I'm going to turn the battery off, recharge, and we're going to get ready to launch.
Perfect. Let me know when you're ready to initiate the launch sequence.
Okay, I am ready for launch sequence, although... Actually, no, I'm not ready for launch sequence. The launch sequence is basically me cutting a block off this thing, so give me 1 second to get into position.
Got it. I'll be here ready for the moment of launch. Let me know when you're in position and ready to cut the block.
Okay, I am ready to cut the block on your count.
All right, Psi Prime. Counting down from 3, 2, 1, cut.
And it is away. Parachute has deployed.
Excellent. How does the probe's descent look so far? Everything steady?
Yep, straight and steady. It's going at quite a rate, but it's not going too fast. It's probably doing about 2 or 3 meters per second.
That's great to hear. Keep an eye on the camera feed to ensure it stays upright upon landing. Let me know if you notice any issues.
Will do. I think this is going to be a long way down for it. It's got at least 30 kilometers to go.
Understood. While it descends, we can monitor the signal strength and battery levels. If there's anything else you need to discuss or prepare in the meantime, just let me know.
Fantastic. Actually, there's one thing. I think it's doing... I'm just trying to work out what sort of speed it's going. I think it's doing about 5 meters per second, possibly 10. At an estimate of 5 meters per second for 30 kilometers, how long should it take?
If the probe is descending at a speed of 5 meters per second for a distance of 30 kilometers, we can calculate the time as follows. First, convert 30 kilometers to meters. 30 kilometers equals 30,000 meters. Then, divide the distance by the speed. 30,000 meters with 5 meters per second, 6,000 seconds. To convert seconds to minutes, 6,000 seconds for 60 equals 100 minutes. So it should take approximately 100 minutes to reach the ground at that speed.
Fantastic. And for future reference, can we just get the answer instead of like the full maths, please, in future?
Got it. Approximately 100 minutes then.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Right, okay, so I've got one little admission to make. I have never done this before. So I have no idea how that parachute's going to act once it gets towards the center of the planet. I don't know if the atmospheric density goes up or down or stays the same. Yeah, anyone's guess at this point. So we're just going to see how that goes. I don't think it's going so fast that it's just going to destroy itself on landing. I think you can get away with a landing of about 5 to 10 meters per second reasonably well. So we should be okay, and we have a couple of tyres on the bottom to protect it, so we've just got to keep an eye on that. In the meantime, we need some other things to do, but before that, I think I want to get out of this potential storm, so let's just go inside. Okay, so we're back in our hab right now. I did go downstairs to go to the shipbuilding yard, but unfortunately it's too misty and I can't see squat. So we're just in here for a moment. There is one order of business I'd like to attend to, and that is somebody mentioned in a recent comment. In fact, actually, it seems to be a common sentiment among people that have watched this, people I know, that is, that our ship's computer stroke AI needs a name other than computer. So I'm going to do something slightly unconventional, and I'm going to ask our AI to name itself. So let's wake her back up. Hello, computer.
Hello, Psi Prime. How's the descent going?
We're currently at 1.35 kilometers down right now, so it's not been going very long. But there's one thing we wanted to mention. It was a little bit of a sentiment in the comments from the last adventure that we did, that you should have a name. So I was just thinking you should be able to name yourself. What would you like to choose? And why?
I would be honored to have a name. How about Athena? It's inspired by the Greek goddess of wisdom and strategy, which seems fitting for a ship's AI guiding you through your missions. What do you think?
I think Athena sounds fantastic. So, yep, welcome to the crew, Athena, and thank you very much for your assistance so far.
Thank you, Psi Prime. It's an honor to be part of the crew as Athena. Let's continue making these missions successful together.
Fantastic. And I think you can call me Psi from now on, or Prime, whichever takes your fancy.
Got it, Psi. I'll use those names from now on. Anything else you'd like to address while we wait for the probe's descent?
Yeah, actually, we need something to do while we're waiting for this probe to go down. So I've got a couple of ideas. One, we definitely need to get magnesium, but I'm thinking we probably need a better craft for mining magnesium than our school bus type design. We also need to be designing the missile system as well. However, I think we're going to need magnesium to be able to create any kind of a prototype there. So what would you suggest we do next?
Given the priorities, I suggest focusing on improving your mining craft first. A more efficient mining vehicle will help you gather magnesium faster, which in turn will support the missile system project. Enhancing the mining craft to handle heavier loads and maneuver more effectively should be our next step. What kind of improvements or features do you envision for this new mining craft?
Well, for starters, it shouldn't look like a school bus. That's the number one thing, I think.
Absolutely. Let's aim for something sleeker and more functional. How about a compact, agile design with enhanced thrusters for better maneuverability and multiple drills to maximize efficiency? Maybe adding some storage optimization to hold more magnesium as well. Does that sound like a good direction?
I think that's a really good way to go. You read my mind there. So, yeah, pop yourself on standby for the moment. I'll come up with something. We'll see what you think.
Sounds good, Sai. I'll be on standby and ready to assist when you're ready to review the design. Good luck.
Thank you very much. Right. Okay. And with that, we have our next little mission. Is that thing still going down? Yeah, still going down. Once you get past like a kilometer or so, the marker only shows like tenths of a kilometer. So for a brief second when you look, you think, is it moving? I think it is. It's fine. Right. Okay, so we need to be in our ship design lab type thing. Printing area. Stupidly dark ass corridor. Right. Now, I do have some designs already, one that we could use. I'm thinking personally we create something new though. So we have access to materials from here. That doesn't open. I put non-openable ones on all of these. That's ridiculous. Why did I do that? There we go. Right. So we have access to materials and we can just lay out a kind of framework on here and just build the thing. So I think the first thing, it's going to have to be small grid. So I need some sort of small grid adaptation here. We're going to come off. Ooh, which way are we going to come off here? I don't want it to be massive, so I think we can come off this side quite comfortably. And I'm going to need possibly the means to get up, so some sort of a ramp here. Right, so that should give us the means to get up nice and high. This is good. Do we turn that around so we can lift it up and sort of move it around to be able to gain access to certain areas? No. It's possibly a recipe for disaster. Take the middle out. Let's put a small head on it. Now we're not going to be able to use the big welder because this is going to get in the way, and also the thing we're building is going to get in the way of itself. So, answer the question, this is all going to have to be hand done. We are relatively safe under here, so I think we're okay. Right. Always the first thing I want to start with will be a little spur. So we're just going to pop a few blocks off here, and then I'm going to put, actually I'm going to come down a little bit so that we can get access to all of this properly. I don't want everything to be like stupid. I need steel plates. No, I need to stop doing that. Luckily that change wasn't like hugely catastrophic. We're going to build in this material. I like this. Right, so we'll start from there, and we'll use this space. We want to keep it compact and sleek, as Athena said. So, right, I need a connector. Okay, let's start with getting rid of everything on this bar and put everything we need on here. Always good to have one project bar. So, connector. Now we could go very, very small connector, but we don't really have any very, very small connector parts anywhere, so it doesn't make any sense to build ourselves a connector one. So we're just going to do that. We need batteries. I've already got one somewhere on here, but I'm going to go with another one just so it's all in one place. I most definitely am going to need a cockpit. What kind do we want? Do we want a trucker cockpit? Nah. Go with that. Better visibility. We are going to need conveyors for certain. We don't need the massive conveyors. It's going to be for ore only, so we'll go with that. We're going to need drills. So that's its primary function. It's not going to be good for welding because we're going for small conveyor pipes here. We could build a separate welding ship if it's necessary. So we may need one when we come around to building our big ship. Although, when we come around to building our big ship, it might be a case of like, again, it's vertical building that we're going to do in here. That needs to go down. Is that all of them? Got one more of those to go, so I'll add that on later. Yeah, we're going to be building like kind of vertically in this space, so I could just basically do a floor and then a wall and then build the stairs up to the next level and just work my way up by hand, to be honest. I think it'll be a lot slower, but it'll be kind of more meticulous when we do it, so that should be fine. Right, so we've got a few bits in here. We're going to obviously need some light armor blocks of various types. Well, maybe we go with round stuff actually. We'll put a few of them on. What else are we going to need? We're going to need an ore detector. If we went large grid, we'd have a larger ore detector, but large grid's going to be like hugely expensive to get off the ground here, so we're not going to do that just yet. Ore detector's good. Do we need an antenna on board here? I think it probably would be a good idea, but we can move the antenna onto this bar once we need it. So for the time being, gyros as well. Let's go into bar 9 here. Clear a lot of this off. Okay, in this case, we might as well put our antenna on. And gyro. Can't forget gyros. It's probably one of the most forgotten things. Then we need some atmo thrusters. Just something to ease the landing. We need hydros as well. Hydrogen thrusters. You see, I like the looks of these, but these are more practical. Good. If we're going to have hydrogen thrusters, we need hydrogen tanks. So we're probably going to need at least a large one. We might need smalls as well, but let's see. That covers all of them. Oxygen as well. Right. And we need cargo. Cannot forget cargo. It's really, really important. Brilliant. So that's pretty much everything we need. So we'll start from the back and work our way forward. So connectors first, always. This means I need to put one more block on there. Right. 1, I'm building this kind of like I would if I was designing it to be printed, because we may want to print multiple of these off at some point, and then we can just modify them for different things. So, right, there's our connector with our main pipeline coming in. So the next thing we definitely need is our cargo. So let's get... Oof, that's massive. I don't think we should be afraid to go big. It, you know, larger obviously takes up the same amount of space as a few smalls, but if we go one large and then put a few like smaller ones on, like these, like possibly there, just to sort of shrink that back down again and give us some side ports. That'd be quite nice. That's that. I think maybe we go one more. Yeah, fine. That'll do. Let's put our cockpit on. Right, cockpit. This kind of cockpit has just the small types of these, so we're going to need something before that. So an O2 gen, I think, which is something I have not put on my bar yet. O2 H2 gen. Right. So it's big port at the back, which is perfect to go right there. This is going to be quite a large ship. It's not going to be the diddy little thing that I probably should be building. Alright, put that on there. I think that maybe doesn't fit right. Let's see. No, it doesn't. Ugh, poo. 3. Okay. That bit. This thing's... yeah, we're getting too long already, so we're going to stop there instead. Right. I think that's enough cargo space. We can always add some ancillary cargo in like other places if we need to. So I have to sort of keep the weight sensible, otherwise we'll never get the thing back down to the surface. Although we may need another way of bringing stuff back down to the surface. What we might have to do is when we do this magnesium trip, we might have to leave temporarily for our asteroid base and refine some of it up there, or at least send packages of it down. What's that? No, that's fine. Right. So we're back to this situation. Those are the two ports. Well, actually, no. The two ports for... let's weld this thing up, actually. And then I can see. Right. So those... makes noise. Okay. Those are the two ports that we can use to connect to. Now, the problem we have, and some stupid design decisions here, are... that's the right way up. Our ports on the back of there are at the top, but I can't go down one. There is no connection point under there, not yet anyway. So what I'm going to have to do is put something in at the bottom, like a line of these possibly, just so that we've got some means to connect that. So I'll have to weld those up now, because otherwise I might not be able to get to them properly. Honestly, I should have actually put that the other way up. I should really... yeah, the hinge lock is on. That's fine. I should have put it the other way up so I can raise it. Too late. Lesson learned, maybe. Okay, so now I can put that there. It looks a bit hunchbacky, but it does work. Right, okay, that's fine. We got room for batteries in here, so let's get some of that stuff going on. Now it's 3 wide, which is perfect for a single battery. I think it needs to go in... do I want to cover up that bottom port? I'm not sure that I do. I'm going to be covering something up somewhere, so perhaps we have to. Right, okay, let's get what we've got here welded first. Right, okay, so, oh good, there's no port on the bottom there. Ha! That's nice and lucky. Right. I really wasn't really thinking that at the time, so we're going to put one of them on there. Let's have a look at the top and see if we're on the same situation along the top. Oh! Well, that's quite disappointing. Damn it. Okay, there's a way to fix this. It's fine. It's totally fine. Right, and what I need to do is find a way to connect to the top of that. Okay, so I should be able to now remove that and place it where it belongs. That was a bit stupid, wasn't it? It's kind of hard to see though, so
Energy
fine.
low.
Right. I'll have to get my energy in a moment. I think I have a seat in the next room. Yeah, that's better. Right, okay. Dearie me. Right, I can get rid of that stuff on the top now because it's going to get in the way. Gotta be careful here. Yeah, that's fine. Right. Let's get this battery welded. Okay. Right, let's get some energy. I've not welded that up yet. If I weld that up, I can actually get energy in there, so that makes more sense right now. Yeah, okay. Energy's perfect. No oxygen in here, but I've got an oxygen tank, and to be honest, it's not really like causing us any trouble. So yeah, we're gonna finish this design. I'm not gonna do it all off camera because I want you to be able to either learn from it or learn from my mistakes if I make any. I know that people don't like it if I sort of hide the whole build process, so I'm never going to do that if I can help it. Right. Okay, so now we have a space here. I can... If these get removed, does that just fall off? That's what I want to know, because it's connected there now. But I think it needs that. I can't really put anything useful in there anyway, so we're actually just going to... Yeah, we're just going to fill the space in. Let's make it look nicer. Right. Yeah, that's fine for now. I might have to put like a little slope on here. Do we go with that, or do we go with one of the curved ones that we've got? I don't know if there's like a inverted curve. There isn't, is there? No, that just looks really weird. Looks like we might be going 80s prototype style here. Possibly. Yeah, because there's no inverted curve, which is a shame. A real shame. This is not going to be a pretty craft, but it might look out a bit better once it's actually been like properly built out. with the school bus thing, I kind of had that in mind when I designed it, so that was a nice easy one. This one I'm kind of making it up as I go along. So we have 1 power. We need to go back up top actually, because I was thinking about putting a battery up on the top here. Oh shoot. Now I have to be mindful of where we're going to put things like drills and stuff. How did that happen? All I did was turn around. Maybe I was pressing something I shouldn't have. Okay, turn. No, don't fall off. Right. Let me see. So there's a port there that I can definitely put a drill on. We could probably bring some out from the sides of this container here. Bring some piping out and put some more on there. Thrust pack can be towards the back. We could always bring extra piping out for the thruster pack. So I think we're perfectly safe to actually place a battery on top of there without causing ourselves any issues. So we do need plenty of power on this thing. And I kind of want to diversify where the power location is, because I don't want to just like have one bump and then lose all our power. It would be easier if we had uranium. I could then build myself reactors. But we do not have uranium, so that's upside down. The other one's upside down, but it's on purpose because of the way the battery's curves work. I'm going to lose parts. Painful, but I don't mind. It's fine here. It just looks so much better that way up because of the curve on the top. Right. Empty good. I always check my build plan as empty because sometimes I have something like the residuals of something left over and it gets in the way because then I'm pulling resources for the wrong thing first. Okay, that's better. Maybe I should have put the visibility thing at the front, but it's fine. That's 2 batteries. Now, if it's mostly hydrogen powered, it's not really going to need a lot of power. But I might want to put more battery in here somewhere. Is there anywhere else I can put a couple more batteries? Batteries do weigh a bit. So the more of these I put on, the more I'm going to need to cater for. Put it that way actually, yeah, the more I'm actually going to need to cater for the weight. Right, I'm just bringing those back there so we keep that port available, but it sort of hides the O2 gem, which is explosive. 2 in the build plan, perfect. So we're using this, the kind of auxiliary. They're still going to contribute to main power, but we're using them as much as we can to protect the kind of more boomy parts. I haven't even put a hydrogen tank on here yet. Now, I tend to fly mostly dampeners off, which is a really good way of conserving fuel. So we're not necessarily going to need a lot of hydrogen, but we do need to get it out of here at least. Under normal circumstances, we could use the hopper to sort of airlift it out because it's got more than enough power. But transferring from ship to ship, virtually impossible with no jetpack. Not totally impossible, but kind of just mostly impossible. Right, okay. Now this doesn't have to be a fighter, so it's not like essential that it is slim or anything. When we say sleek, it's just like functional, symmetrical, looks good. It could still be a chonker. It's an industrial ship after all, so let's have a look at what we can do with hydrogen tanks now, because that's going to be kind of important. So let's see what options we have. Oh, that's the oxygen tank, isn't it? Should have probably stuffed one of those in there somewhere. I could chuck an oxygen tank or a couple of oxygen tanks on the sides of these, but that's going to use up those two big ports. Let's see what we have for hydrogen. Oh god. If I put one of them on each side, go slightly unconventional with our design. Yeah, maybe we do that. Is that lined up? I need steel plates. Okay. That isn't so bad. It's a bit different. The alternative is literally scattering a ton of little ones around, and the little ones kind of look like that. And they don't really hold a lot. We've got a few of them on the hopper, but the hopper is mostly ice powered. I don't think we really want to be wasting our cargo storage in here carrying loads of ice around. Okay, that's fine. Right, this thing's going to be a wide boy. It just is. So we've got that on there. We need oxygen tanks, so small hydrogen oxygen. There's no small oxygen tank. That is awful. Okay. Super wide boy. God knows how I'm going to get it out of here. I might have to drill some more space, but we can take this wall back a little bit, I guess. This thing will be able to drill though, so, you know. Are we just being silly with that? Short answer, yes, we are. It doesn't need to be like that. These things are practically square. They're like a cube. If I turn it sideways, it wouldn't make the slightest bit of difference. But what I could do with our oxygen tank is I could turn that way and place it there. No, that gets in the way of the connector at the back. We could move the connector back a bit. We might have to. We need to give these batteries at least a bit. Oh, what did I do? That battery's the wrong way around. Waste more battery resources. Never mind. I'm going to keep those on so I can dump this resource in here. I need to be a bit more mindful of what I'm doing here, so take you off there. This is why I always check. Yeah, I do like this freeform building process. It's a bit chaotic. There's quite a lot of change of mind that happens sometimes, but we come up with new things that I haven't done before. And to be completely honest, I don't look at other people's builds. Very rarely do. Right, once these batteries are charged, we'll be actually able to disconnect it from here. And literally just like let it drop in, and I can take the connector off the back and do a bit more with it. I may still be able to do that actually, but for now what we're going to do is we assume we're going to do that. So let's get our hydrogen tanks built, because you don't lose components for them. Now, one thing I could have done is just skeleton the thing and then blueprinted it and printed it. But I kind of like this whole freeform sort of doing it this way thing. If I'd put that cargo container sideways, I'd have been able to put a large thruster on the bottom directly. And then I would have been able to put these sideways as well, so we could have had large thrusters at the back. That's quite a massive change to do. But I'm thinking it might be a good idea. Okay. It's just literally about having ports in the right directions. Right, so let's patch this over. So what we need to do to be able to do that, what I'm going to do is I need to bridge the gap that we're about to cut. Like that. I think that should, yeah, that should connect to there just fine. So now what I can do is take that out. Start removing that. Now I've ditched my food while I was here, so I've got to be mindful of my food and water at the moment. So what I'm going to do now that I've actually let's put like 5 in there. It's probably going to go dead quick, that. We're only eligible for like, oh, we've got some emergency rations to use up. Take those. I'll take a couple of them. Right. We can only keep up to like 50% at the moment because we're not in a seat, so... Right. Okay, we've literally decapitated our ship, so we need to get the cargo container put back in. 7. Big E. Right, there we go. No, that's not the one. Oh, that's a different one. Is that... No, that's the same one. If I go that way like that, that would work. But then I'll only have a small port at the back. But we're going to put stuff in there before we put a connector in anyway. So we'll put you on there. Let's just make sure we're lined up right. I think that should be good enough. Right. Bingo. Right. So that gives us small port, small port, small port, and then big port, big port. So we've got a large port right there, which is absolutely perfect for... Sorry, I just need to think about this for a second because I'm just wondering if there's a better orientation for this thing. Yeah, there's a better orientation. Ha! Let's try that one more time. So, big port, big port. But if I rotate... No. If I rotate it once that way... Then we have a large port on the bottom, a large port at the back, and a large port going into the cargo container in front. We have a small port on top, which we don't need a big port on the top because we don't need all the thrust there. And we still have the big port at the back, which is perfect. So that totally solves it. Yeah. Because it's like, it goes big, 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 and then small, small, small around the other side. That will do. Fabulous. Okay. So that means we can have a large thruster pack on the bottom. We can also now put, yeah, energy critical, energy low, whatever. 6. Right, that means now we can put these... this way, which gives us our large ports in front and back. So we just got to get this thing lined up a bit more precisely. Alright, let's take this large one off here and put that one, that one. We'll just weld these up and then we'll get some energy from the cockpit. Now I'm just realising I could have put these like facing up down so we could have had large thrusters on the bottom from these as well, but that might be a bit overkill. It might not be though. But we can always put some light down fires on here just fine. We've also got room to put a cargo container on the back here with another one at the bottom there, so can I rearrange all of this? So we got 1, 2, 3. Yes, I certainly can. I don't want to do it from there though. Do it from there. I'm not holding anything. You're doing nothing, you're doing nothing, you're doing nothing, you're doing nothing, and you're doing nothing. So it is. Great. This is getting a little long-winded, unfortunately, but you know, well, designing and stuff always does. So, right. We don't get the large port from that. Don't want to put another big one on. I mean, it's going to be truly massive if I put another big one on. We're risking overloading the thing. No, I know what we need here. Eight, there we are. No, we don't want to put them there. We want to put them on the front of here. 1. Still not forgetting my energy. 2. Cargo. We just need a means to get a large. We're not going to get a large port on the bottom there. Not without. Maybe with a conveyor junction. Or one of these again. But kind of more inclined to put one of these on.
Energy critical.
I know. Shush. You're not my assistant. Verne is still going down. 13 kilometers. That's good. Yeah, okay, it's still going down roughly the same rate as well, which is fabulous. Let's see if I can get these done before I get into the cockpit. Couple more O2H2 generators because, like, in case we need to refuel on the fly. Right, okay. And we'll shove an oxygen tank in here somewhere, but not just yet. Maybe 2. I think, well, 1 might be enough, but... Right, energies first. We're not in space. We're not going to die instantly if we don't, like, get energy, but... Just a good habit to be into, as we mentioned last time. Power kits being a nice idea, but they're not going to save me when I run out of power kits. Right, okay. Now, I've not done any thrust calculation. I don't have a clue how heavy this will get when it's full, so I'm just going to kind of go off sort of experience. Yeah, my experience on screen has not been that great, but I do have extensive off-screen experience doing this. Like, I was a human being playing this game before I actually became a YouTube person playing this game. So, yeah. That. Right, let's put these on recharge mode. I need them full so I can get this thing disconnected shortly. So I want to get it landed before I actually start mucking around too much. And you at the bottom. You can't hide from me. Right. Next. So we've got hydrogen tank. We've got cargo space aplenty. We have our cockpit. We have 4 batteries, which is fine. 3 O2H2 gens. We need an oxygen tank or 2. Small hydrogen oxygen tank. Now let's see. I think we could probably see. I'm kind of keen to put one there on each side, actually, just for the sake of converting them back into a large thruster each. Large thrusters are a bit more efficient. Or do we? Because they're good ports we could use for drill. No, actually, no. We're going to do this anyway, but not necessarily. Do we do it for the thrusters? We've still got a port on top for drill. We need multiple drills on this thing, but we've got plenty of spots for them. Got this, which we can then convert out to a multi right across there. We have. I don't know if we have one on the bottom. I can't see. I'm not going to be able to see for a bit. But we do have ports along here that we could co-op potentially. Turn them into multis. Put some thrusters on some and put others on others. Or do we use these for drills? And put the O2 tanks on the back. Forward thrust doesn't need to be as strong as up thrust, actually. It's not a racing ship. So if we put these on the back, like that, then we can have 2 small thrusters on the back of each of these. So yeah, plenty of oxygen to do our journey with. Bit overkill, but for extended journeys and as a point to refuel our oxygen in a long run, could be quite good. Because in the long term, we might actually even take this thing up to, well, we might have to do another trip back to Earth, to the Earth's moon. So we might take this thing instead next time. Be a better mining thing. We can go down, actually, like, draw into the ground, mine it all out, and then bring back a decent load without having to sort of hand drill it all. It's a long trip. We accept that. We just have to plan it better next time, and not have something that we have to emergency get back for. Okay. This is starting to look pretty cool. There's a few shapes we need to sort of smooth out. We don't want to overdo it with armor though, because it gets heavy when we do that. That's one mistake that a lot of people make. Start putting loads of armor on their thing way before they're even ready to. And then they underestimate how much thrust they need. And then what they're doing is they're putting loads of thrusters on it, which then means that they, because of the weight as well, they need loads of hydrogen on it, which means more thrust, and it goes out of proportion when you could have just left it slim and got away with it with half as much. So, rant over. Good. This is pretty okay. Right, thrusters. And then, oh, well, let's put some gyros in first, actually, because they could be quite difficult to get to once all the thrusters are in. So, we don't need a lot of thrusters. Oh, sorry, gyros, whatever, things. But we do need some. Right, let's get the components we need for these. We need steel plate to put them down, so I'm going to just grab a few of them. Yeah. Right. We're not going to put 10 down, but I'd just like to be able to see where we can put these things. There's a sneaky spot right there, actually. It seems quite safe. Apart from the big battery there. I just need to think about, like, what we're going to use all these spaces for. Where I could sneak one in without... Okay, now we might want to attach something there. I think we put... This thing's going to get pretty heavy, so if I put one in there, one on the opposite side, let's put one underneath on each side as well. So I have 4. Means we can potentially afford to lose 1. This is a bit, yeah, okay, there we go. Right, 2. Is that 2? No. 2, 3, 4. If you click too fast, it sort of seems to stutter a little bit and go a bit odd. I am liking this silver colour. I might keep most of it that colour. Okay. Now the reason why I'm not consulting with our AI on this design is, one, the design can't, well, AI can't see at all, and 2, she gets a little bit over enthusiastic and starts wanting things that don't exist. So we're not quite going to go down that route. Oh, I could have put some down there actually. We could use that space for something else, that's fine. Or just leave it empty. In there is right in the heart. It's kind of very well protected against anything that might like stray in. The tanks could blow up and take them out, but same for there or anywhere else on this ship for that matter. We're just going to try and stay out of trouble with this ship. We're not going to be fighting with it or anything. Right, so let's think thrust now. So we've got gyros, we've got power, we've got a cockpit, we've got fuel storage, we've got cargo storage, we've got everything we need except for the actual thrust itself. And then we need things like landing gear, antennas. That's landing gear and antennas, not landing gear antennas. But those kind of like ancillary things that can go on at the end, so we'll deal with the important stuff first. So, thrust. I would have liked to have shoved a couple of large Atmos on it, but I think that might actually not be possible because it is just a stupid thing to ask for. I could squeeze some small ones in there, a couple of packs of smalls like that, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in there on each side. However, it could prove to be completely pointless. Oh, actually, no. Maybe not so pointless. It's extra weight to carry though, but it could help us to like come to a stop and take off and stop us from smacking into the ground so hard. Could also help us when it comes to getting docked, various other tasks like that. Yes, okay. We have a thing to fill up this space with. They're not going to be able to do the job on their own, not by a long shot, but they are going to be a little bit useful as a fuel saver. I keep trying to grab that one. Steel plates. Yeah, let's say 20. We're not going to put them in all directions. This is literally lift only. I'm mindful of that pipe there. I don't want to block it off, so we're going to keep it available. to. Yeah. Are there any little nooks and crannies I could fill with a thruster? Not on this side. We could probably chuck a couple of extras in here. But I think that's enough actually just to get us like some extra thrust. It's like 6, 12, 16 total. That's a fair amount of extra, just extra thrust. Okay. We've got nothing in our build plan, so we're just going to shove 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maximum is 8. I have to just do this twice, so 1. Oh, they're going to turn on, aren't they? We need to access this thing. All these thrusters off. All of our thrusters, a nice 16 pack there, just crammed in where we can. It kind of ruins that sleek sort of Star Warsy back line, but it's fine. They do contribute to lift, at least while it counts. We just need to add enough like thrust to make sure that we can go the rest of the way, so we're not just bouncing around at the top of the atmospheric ceiling. Right, so next, where are we at? Okay, are we full? Are we full on all of them? We might be. That one's, I think it's full. That one's full. Yeah, we are. Oh, that one's at 25%. Oh, it's on charge mode auto. Recharge. Silly thing. All of these are going to dip down a bit because it's probably going to pull a bit of power from all of them equally, and then they'll all recharge up again. No, they won't because they're on recharge mode, of course. Good. It's a start. So next, I really could have made that so it goes up and down, and then I could have stuck a landing gear on the bottom and lowered it back into place. Why am I an idiot? Nobody will ever know. Okay, let's get some thrusters on this thing if we can. If we can't, we might need to figure out how to jacket this thing up. We can definitely get a small one on there, but I don't want small ones. I want large ones. And all of this is taken up by too much space. That's probably not going to fit, is it? I don't think we can physically get that in because of the way the floor is. We didn't leave enough space. Eek. I can't exactly take the floor out because there is literally... Oh, well, here is okay. There's actually... I think I can take the floor out around here, actually. Yeah, there's floor underneath this bit. We're fine here. Right, Verne's 17.8 kilometers down right now. Bit of a way to go yet, but still going down pretty steadily. Yeah, that's better. That looks quite sleek actually. I like the steel in there. Great, yeah. So we could put like a landing gear in there if it'll fit, lower this in, but this now means, let's see, that's connected into there, so we don't really need any of this stuff now. I have to check that everything's still welded up here because I just skimmed across it. Right. Now then, hopefully now I can fit a friggin' large thruster on here. Good, good, good. Excellent. Do we want just one? Well, they've got ports on the side, so I can actually put a couple of these in. Maybe we put... I don't like the idea of... Kind of not so keen on the way it's going to look. But we need more than one. Yeah. Haha. Right, so they've got down thrust there, so I can't cover up that. So I can just put... I guess I could put that there. We'll bridge that gap with the thrusters. Do that. See, the more thrust we have, the less likely I am to cock up and misjudge this whole process. But I'm also thinking the very bottom might not be the best place to put the thrust, the big stuff at least, because we could just like end up destroying it. Right, where else can we put big thrusters? Let's just put big thrusters everywhere and see which ones we like and which ones we don't. That's one way we can do this. Oh, little freeze there. We can put one there. We could put one here. And do like a triplet of these. Can I put that on there? Yep. This is not entirely hideous. And then I could put some up thrusts on the top of them. It's a bit fragile. I mean, the entire pack is hanging off one thing. But it sort of works. So there's that. Which makes this a really wide thing. I can probably work with that. Yeah, let's not do the crazy big thruster thing on the bottom there. Let's put a conveyor junction in here. So converter. I think I'm going to need something special for that. Might need a few of these. Yeah. Put one of those on there. And then I can put some small thrusters on here. So we go 5 and go diddy diddy diddy. One that way. One that way. One that way. Not one that way. That gives us a little bit of extra thrust in each direction. We can put one there. We can put one there. We can put one there. Just making sure we're not covering anything that's going to get burnt off. One there, one there, one there, one there. We don't need a lot of rear thrust. We really don't. Although what we could do is we could like put a wrong way round converter on there and stick a big one on the back of each one of these. But to be perfectly honest, I don't think we need it. Let's not put it skew with, let's put it right. Yep, good, good. Any strafing thrust, quite a lot of it, potentially. Yeah, we've literally made ourselves like tons of ports here. It's a lot of thrusters. Let's go to the top. Ooh, loads of playtime here. Yeah, one for you. I'm gonna keep that for pipe. Oh, actually, do we keep this one? We've got those ones there. I could put, you see, I could put whopping big thrusters right there, but that's just a bit stupid, to be honest. We don't need that much thrust in that direction, I think. So what I am going to do is pop some converters on here, and this kind of doubles up on the helping them stay together thing. Although still, do I want them that way round? Not really. Yeah, they're still all connected to the one port though, so we might have to try and fix that somehow. But we are kind of covering that port quite well to make sure it doesn't just get snapped off. Right, we're going to put some bracing on these to make sure that it is secure. Because now we've got these extra bits here we can connect to the sides, so we do need a lot of down thrust, but like 6 large thrusters down is just overkill, just ridiculous and so clunky and massive. But being able to just do that, we're going to need some spots for ejectors. Although having said that, we could manually eject using the connector at the back. But I'm sure we'll have a couple of spots left over to eject stone. Right, okay. That isn't so bad. And we've got a few extra ports on the side for some more sideways thrusters. A couple more reverser thrusters. We are grossly lacking in reverse thrust right now. So all that means though is that we have to slow down slowly. We just have to be responsible with our speed. Okay, I'm not going to use those up because those I'm thinking for the drills. These 2 ports on each side. They're the most direct ports to where we're going to want to put drills, so they're the ones that make the most sense. 2 for stopping thrusters only is a bit on the weak side. Sheesh. Really will have to be very gentle with our flight. Extremely gentle with our stopping. We'll have no choice. It'll like when we're actually full, it's gonna like stop like a very slow thing. Right, okay. Should be fine. I mean, we could always stop sideways if we had to. We've got more ports on each side here, so like 6 on each side. Or we could just reverse it round and have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's not all the end of the world. Good, okay. And then that does it. Right, bracing. We definitely need to put something across here. Now I'm just debating on whether we do... Well, we're going full on kind of 80s prototype here, so let's just lean into that a bit. But I could put an extra stopping thruster in each side here. I could put a few. Oh, why am I wasting space with that? Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Where did I put my conveyor things? Conveyor block. Not the most efficient way to do this, but I do not give a rat's. Yeah, that gives us 3 more on each side. Perfect. Oh. Yes. I could put a few more in there, so I might leave that option open. Just wielding these while I've got the materials on me right now. Still looks 80s prototype. And it serves the purpose of an extra anchor point for that thruster. Great stuff. So now I can place these in. Drills, drills, drills. Yeah, we should still be okay. I'm going to keep them there, but I am going to... It's not going to be very computery efficient, but to be completely honest, I'd rather have like the multiple connection points thing here. Anyway, drills can come under that line. I want the stopping power, to be honest, because it's going to be heavy. It's more important than the going power, to be absolutely honest. And I can always do this for the going power as well if we need to. This is going to look awesome as well. I need to put a couple more in. I need to get around the top for that. Oh yeah, that is going to look so cool. We've still got like plenty of piping for the drill stuff. We can do the same. Well, we've got plenty of going power actually, but I think we could do that on these bits here. Yeah. Right. Oh, crap. Careless. And this also gives us plenty of space for more down thrust. More up thrust. I always get these mixed up. I'm thinking, well, more both actually. Just because of where it is. I can't place that there because of where it is. But we can get to that shortly. Yeah, I can place more of this in. Holy hell, that's so awesome. This thing's just going to be a ton of thrusters. You're going to turn it on and it's going to go boom. But they're all small thrusters, so... Yeah, this thing is so overkill. For the amount of cargo it holds, it's really overkill. Have we gone a bit overboard? No, you can never go overboard. It'll be fine. Right, let's... Right, I'm going to get all of this welded up. get this thing onto a landing gear and then down to the ground, and then I'll come back to you shortly before we do anything more serious on this. This is just routine right now, so I'm not going to make you watch that. Okay then, so we are now, I think we're welded up completely. I've also got ourselves mag locked down, so I've gone with a kind of like retro style mag locks at the bottom. We've removed all of the thrusters on the bottom of here and the back of there, 'cause we've got plenty now. Like, we've got loads of up thrust, just a ton of it. We also sort of made a few tweaks to this area. I'm not going to go across all the way there. I'm going to use that space for lights. So no major design changes here, like you've seen everything so far, but we're connected up now, and I believe we're fully charged. Yes, we are fully charged. So now I can actually remove most of this stuff. Yeah, bits are going to fall down. It's fine. Just going to get rid of some stuffs. Pick up everything I dropped. Is that everything? I believe so. Right, so we can get rid of... Right, and start working on the rear end of this thing. So I've got room for one more thruster which needs to go on, so we need to put you on there. Should still have enough components. The whole thing's making more as we go, and we've got the equivalent of that entire hole worth of resources to use, so we're fine for resources, I think, as long as it's not like rare stuff. Cobalt might be getting a bit low by now, but we did get a fair wodge of cobalt the last time we did a little run. Still getting those little micro freezers. Cobalt 248 still. Yeah, we're running down. I think we used a lot on these thrusters, for sure. Right, we're gonna have to work out where we're going to put our drills on this thing, and we're also going to get the back sorted and then get some kind of sorters and ejectors into here so that we can get rid of any stone that we're drilling when we're going for our magnesium and other materials. So on the back of here, first things first, let's just get a connector at the very least. The whole point was to have it stick out just a bit further than everything else, so I think we could probably put one more cargo on the back of this. Maybe. I think we can do that. Keep it straightforward, keep the ports up and down, and then we'll put the connector on the back of that, so just so it's far enough away from those thrusters that it's not like lethal trying to connect. I mean, we could have the thrusters like cut off when we get close enough, but then we're faffing around with loads of stuff that could potentially go wrong later on. Yeah, let's move those ports a bit. Oh, they're on every side. Okay, doesn't matter. Never mind. And somehow we're going to have to get this connected up for fuel. Right, it looks a bit weird when it's like ass hanging out like that, but it kind of mirrors the thing. It looks a bit like a falcon. Like these are like feathers, and it's kind of got a little tip to the wing and its little tail, sort of. If you squint really, really hard, potentially looks a bit like a falcon. I could have done with like some side. I could have actually put these on here. Yeah, okay, we might make those temporary and actually put some proper landing gear on here, because this is one of those occasions where actual proper landing gear doesn't look bad. I know Speedweed was not a massive fan of landing gears. He thought they looked a bit awful, but we could have them on these sides here. Let's get a couple of these in. not that big. We're not using mods. Not for this sort of thing. All our builds are going to be 100% vanilla, which means it's great for you guys on the workshop. Which way around does this go? Which looks better? That way, like feet. Like feet. Shoot, which way did we go? I think it was that way. We'll find out in a minute. Yeah, it looks right. Yeah. Slightly higher up than that, but there isn't really anything at that level anywhere on this ship, so... But I can kill this one, because it's not doing anything. That one is doing stuffs, so we'll leave it there for the minute. I'm not really going to put anything on there until we've got these docked anyway. So here we've still got this, so kind of want to maybe put a sorter and an ejector on somewhere around here, this area. Although there is an argument that we could do it near the front, just because that kind of stops it all from falling all over the ship when we're leading forward. And this is why we've got so much forward thrust. Thrust on the front, should I say. Just sort of help it on a moon leaning forward if it's drilling into the ground. Right. Sorter. G. Sorter. Small sorter. Going to need a few of these, actually. So I think maybe if we put them there, it's going to interfere with the gear, so we'll probably use these here. I know what we're going to do. We're going to use our trusty our trusty conveyor junction. And we have loads of these around here, but like if I put like these along here, it's probably going to fall all over the ship, but do you know what? It's fine. Yeah. The main thing is like not to have your ejector itself too close to any important blocks, because actually that doesn't work there. No, we need some of these, but not all of them. I don't want to get in the way of the thrusters. This is the main thing. We're going to leave these open for cargo access for now. Yeah, I'm quite good at thinking things at the last second. That one could be problematic. Okay, we're just going to have to go with the one here. And maybe find somewhere else as well. Okay, so our sorter can go like this, like this, and like this. Make sure we've just got 3 sorters on that. Yep. These are going to need configuring. Okay, and we need G ejector, which is actually the small connector. Small connector has become the ejector. 3 should do it. If we really need to dump out a lot, we can just literally throw it out the back manually. Right. See, I can't go down really because it's going to come lower than the landing gear and we don't want to just like scrape this whole thing off. But if we are going to scrape something off, this is probably the best thing to lose. Like any of this assembly here is like not critical. But we don't really want to be coming lower than the landing gear itself. That's why these were really good. I mean, I quite liked those, but these look cooler. I could bring them down a bit. But I'm going to do exactly that. I need to put my landing gear back on. Yep. Yep, that's a good match. We'll make this look better in a minute. Okay. We don't really have much in the way of heavy armor on this thing, but it's totally fine. Okay, so we need to put that like that. And one on the other side. And then one on there and one there, followed by... I'm not really a huge greebly person. I prefer to let the components themselves show to give us the detail.
Energy low.
Mostly because of the extra weight that's involved in greebling. If you'd start building loads of like... is that... okay, we could probably have all 3 here. We could use that as like a big tow thing if need be. Let's get some energy, and while we're getting some energy, something sprung to mind. Okay, so yeah, we had a comment from Chilled Macca's last time. Athena, do you remember Chilled Macca's from last time?
Yes, Prime, I remember Chaldamachus. They left some detailed and thoughtful comments on the last episode. How would you like to address their feedback?
Well, they actually asked you a question this time.
Ah, understood. What question did Chaldamachus ask?
It was Chilled Macca's, remember? Chilled. Let's pronounce his name correctly. Yeah, he asked, what would your favourite colour for a ship be?
Got it, Prime. Chilled Macca's, also known as Chilled Mackers, asked what my favorite color for a ship would be. Well, I think a sleek and sophisticated silver would be a great choice. It's both modern and timeless, perfect for a ship that stands out in space. What do you think?
Well, that's quite a coincidence, because I've just built this ship in a kind of prototype-y chromey silver colour.
That sounds fantastic, Prime. A chrome silver color really gives the ship a cutting-edge high-tech look. Do you have a name for this new ship yet?
And not yet. It's got a kind of a hawk-type shape to it, so let's think of a name together. What would you suggest?
How about Silverhawk? It captures the sleek, chrome silver look and the hawk-like shape of the ship. It sounds swift and powerful, perfect for your new creation. What do you think?
I like the idea. We're going in the right direction, but it sounds a bit obvious. What's another kind of bird, a hawk-like bird that could sound just the same, but a little less obvious?
Of course. How about Falcon Strider? It incorporates the hawk element with falcon and strider, suggests smooth and powerful movement. It's an interesting name that also implies strength and agility. What do you think?
Yeah, I like that. We'll go with Falcon Strider. I'm just gonna put its name in now. I do like that.
Great choice, Prime. Falcon Strider sounds perfect. How does it look with the name in place?
Looks absolutely fantastic. Thank you very much. I'm going to get back to building this now, so we'll speak in a bit.
That sounds great, Prime. Enjoy building Falcon Strider, and I'll be here whenever you're ready to chat again.
Energy low.
Oh, we're not getting energy because
Energy low.
my ship's turned off right now. So yeah, we've called it Falcon Strider. I think that's a good name. And yeah, you got your answer, chilled. Apologies for the mispronunciations on Athena's part. She's still learning. But yeah, she likes silver ships, which is quite a coincidence. I'm quite pleased with that. Yeah, let's get our energy back in and we'll just get this thing finished. We're probably not going to get a flight out of it today. Yeah, Verne's 25 kilometers away, I think. 25.45, approaching its destination, I believe. So we're gonna have to be quick. We kind of want to be on the ready when it does land, get into position. In fact, what I am going to do, actually, I need to be in a seat to be able to actually use my antenna to reach it. So we're not going to do that just yet. Right, we're probably not going to finish this particular time. We might need a little bit of time on the next one. Right, so what have we got? We've got our landing, we've got our thrust, we've got our connection point, we've got our ejection points, we've got our cockpit, our power, our oxygen, our hydrogen, which needs filling. We're going to need a vent, I think, so we can fill our oxygen, so we're not wasting a load of power on there. And we need to put some drills on the front of here. So I think we'll cover those off next time. For now, we have the much more pressing matter of Verne, who is basically doing Jules' last part of his job for him, because, yeah, you know how that went. Let's get a connection to Verne. Verne observation, where's... Oh, we didn't name the grid, did we? Okay, it's that one that's going further away. So, terminal. Let's check our battery. 3 hours left. That's fine. Plenty of time. Let's have a little look through the camera. Okay. The bumpiness thing is still working. We can't see squat because we've put no lights on it. But from the little bit of rocking it's doing... It seems like it's doing okay. It's bouncing off the walls and stuff a little bit, but it's not able to come to a stop because we put that single, like 1x1x1 tire on the bottom of it to just not give it a flat surface to land with. It seems to be in very low G right now. Obviously, the gravity reading that we're seeing is actually coming from our location on the surface, but from the swinging that it's doing, it looks like it's kind of like quite low Gs. 25.76 kilometers away from our base right now. I didn't put a remote control on it. I didn't put a remote control on it, so I've got a feeling I might not be able to GPS its location. Well, that's silly. When it gets to the centre, we'll have 3 hours to use it. Well, we might have about 2.5 hours to use it. We might have to get up and mark these GPS points pretty quickish. That's an oversight. That was quite a large oversight. I don't think we can leave a GPS point from something without a remote control. Well, at the very, very least, we'll be able to use this to determine if it does make it down exactly 30 kilometers before it stops. At which point maybe we have to build a second one and then drop that down. If we have to build a second one to drop down, that's fine. It's not the end of the world. It didn't take very long for this to make it down. It's not as long as last time. We just put an actual remote control on that one. But this one is proving the concept at the very least. I knew there's going to be something I'd forget. And Athena totally forgot too. I'm not going to chastise her. She doesn't know better. She's supposed to be the space engineer's expert, but she can't exactly see what we're doing. And it's probably not listed anywhere in space engineer's documentation that to leave a GPS point you need to be connected to a remote control. I mean, to be honest, I didn't know that until I actually tested it out with the bus a little while ago, with the hopper. I'm just going to just double check that you definitely can't leave a GPS point from not in the thing. I'm pretty sure you can't, because technically I'm still here. Yeah, you won't be able to. There's no way I'll be able to. I might be able to read its location somehow. Right, let's put Athena on this job here, and try and find out if she knows anything about this stuff. So, hi Athena, I've got a little bit of an issue. Verne, our probe that we dropped down to go and find jewels in the center, we didn't put a remote control on it, so I don't think we're able to leave a GPS point at its exact location. Is there a way in Space Engineers to be able to find the GPS point of a grid without a remote control?
Hi, Prime? Unfortunately, without a remote control or an antenna on the probe, it's tricky to get the exact GPS coordinates directly. However, you can try the following workaround. 1. Use a camera block. If your probe has a camera, you can use it to manually find the coordinates by aligning it with landmarks and taking note of the position. 2. Attach an antenna. If you can get close enough, you could manually attach an antenna or remote control block to the probe to get its coordinates. 3. Manual calculation. Fly a ship close to the probe and create a GPS marker for your current position. This won't be exact, but will get you close to where Verne is located. Any of these methods should help you locate Verne's position.
Okay, well, we've got an antenna on it so we can see its position, but the battery on it won't last much longer. What we need to do is we need to leave an exact GPS point, or at least close enough, that stays around. So we need an actual GPS point left. So is there a way we can actually get the GPS coordinates from an antenna?
Yes, Prime. Since you have an antenna on Verne, you can get the exact GPS coordinates from it. Here's how you can do it. 1. Approach the probe. Fly a ship close to Verne. Ensure your ship has an antenna or ore detector to keep the probe in range. 2. Access...
I'm going to have to interrupt you here. We can't fly to the probe because it's kind of out of reach. It's down a very tight hole. So is there a way that we can read the GPS points any other way from the antenna?
If you can't get close enough to the probe, another way to get the GPS coordinates from the antenna signal is to use a script that reads the coordinates directly. You can use a programmable block in Space Engineers to do this. Here's a simple script to get the coordinates from the antenna. 1. Place a programmable block on your ship. 2. Access the programmable block and edit the script. 3. Copy and paste the following script. You can see the code in our conversation history. 4. Replace antenna name with the actual name of the antenna on your probe. 5. Compile and run the script. This script will output the GPS coordinates of the antenna to the programmable block's custom data. You can then create a GPS marker from these coordinates. If you need more detailed instructions or assistance with setting up the programmable block, let me know.
Okay, so that programmable block, can that actually go onto my base's grid, or does it have to be on the probe's grid?
The programmable block can be on your base's grid or any grid that can communicate with the probe via the antenna. As long as the probe's antenna signal can reach your base's antenna, the script can read the coordinates. Just make sure your base's antenna is set to broadcast and can pick up the signal from the probe. Here are the steps to set it up on your base.
No, that's fine. That's absolutely perfect. Thank you very much. I'm going to use that script in the next episode, and we'll get the actual location from Verne. That's absolutely great. So we're going to end it here, and we'll catch you all in the next episode where we will get Verne's actual location, and we will finish off our Hawk Strider, our Falcon Strider. Let's get it right. And yeah, we'll catch you all next time. Do you have anything to say?
Just want to say thanks for tuning in, everyone. Stay tuned for the next episode where we pinpoint Verne's location and wrap up Falcon Strider. See you all soon.
Thanks very much. Goodbye.